Like, I'm not even gonna lie or anything like that. When I first saw this anime, I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this because fine pink haired chick, fine other characters, it's gonna be an epic time. I go in, watch the first episode, and I couldn't even get past like the first half of the 24-minute episode because it's like they broke it down into like SpongeBob type of terms where it's like, oh, it's one episode in this part and then there's another episode in the next part and that's the whole episode. Like, I saw the first one and I couldn't just bring myself to watch the other one, mainly because I didn't care, right? I couldn't bring myself to care. But then there was also a part of it too where I started having a damn crisis, which the word crisis is probably going to maybe be part of the title of the video, if I remember, or if it makes sense. But when I was watching this, right, this whole show is basically about, this ninja chick protecting this one guy for whatever reason. I think like Samurai Blood was going after his, he had that and he was like, demons were going after him or whatever. And essentially that's kind of how it was. But at the same time, like what she was basically just doing all of the episode, at least of that one, was basically just being a Neet. Literally what the show is, titled as. And if you don't know what a Neet is, which I don't know how, but a Neet is basically one person that just kind of lays around all day, just doing whatever, right? You don't think that sounds bad, but watching this shit and watching it in the actual show, dude, is this really what that is? Like, even I was like, bro, what even is this? She just eats, play game, eats again, occasionally maybe go to the bathroom, and then go to sleep, and then repeat the process over again, and that's fun? And I'm just like, huh? And so the crisis kicks in, because I was just like, oh gosh, I could not put up with a woman like that. That's impossible for me. Right? I can't be the only one that absolutely feels like that. That just like, oh yeah, basically I'm just gonna take care of another person while they do absolutely nothing, and I basically do everything. Like, that just sounds like hell. That genuinely sounds like hell. And so I was like, oh nah, I don't like this chick. I can't vibe with this. I could have been watching 100 Girlfriends over this, which that I think it came back out today, honestly. So I was cooked to watching this. I wasn't vibing with this at all. So that was just kind of how it was. I'm like, she fine. The Kunoichi gear is like sexy as shit. She got ass, but it ain't worth all that. At least in my personal opinion when it came down to it. So after kind of pushing myself to just finish that first part of the episode, I was just like, dude, I couldn't do that when it comes to an actual, real partner in my life if that day were to ever come through, right? And then it made me think, like, okay, what am I willing to stand when it comes down to it? Let's say hypothetically, right? Some random ass woman said, yeah, I'm gonna put up with this black guy right here. What is basically, like, what am I looking for? What is the standards? Because there has to be some type of standard that isn't this, right? So I guess that's what the video is essentially going to be. But when it comes down to it, if I really were to think about it, number one, the first thing is, look, you can like anime all day. You can like games all day. I like the same damn thing. It would be weird if I said, oh, I like this stuff, but you can't absolutely not. Get that shit out of here. That'd be weird, right? That'd be absolutely weird. So I'm not here to sit, I'm not trying to be, on your ass about, oh, you can't necessarily like this or that sort of thing. That's perfectly fine. I like it too. But at the very same time, you know what else is pretty damn cool? Going outside. Going outside and, like, I don't know, going to like walk around a park or some shit. Going out to eat or something like that. Like, I'll keep it very much a second. I'll be brutally honest even with y'all. Like, for the last 5 years, my life has been like Neet culture. It has been stay in the house, make videos, play game, get something to eat, sleep. That's been my life for 5 years. It's not been fun. And it's not like I want to be a Neet on purpose. It's just like, bro, a lot of the time, I got nothing else to do. I don't really have any type of money in my pocket for real. And to keep it very much a stack, like, it's kind of the reason why I've been like this for 5 years, basically trying to chase this whole YouTube career and such, right? That's kind of what my whole life has been for the last 5 years, which is insane. And honestly, I need to evolve. But when it comes down to it, that's kind of the point. I'm not a Neet by choice. I'm a Neet because I want this to work, essentially. But when it comes down to it, though, she's just a Neet by choice. I'm like, bro, you, huh? So yeah, I couldn't. There's no way I could never sit here and just be like, yeah, let me just take care of this, woman right here that absolutely isn't doing effing anything, right? Like, it's no different than if you just basically paying for some OnlyFans. That's essentially what it is. Yeah, pay for my OnlyFans, and you basically get effing nothing. And that's essentially it. There's nothing of value to have there. Just go to a different forum online site and just take the content from there, right? I mean, might as well. I mean, if she ain't throwing you some ass personally, I mean, just get it for free. But my point is, though, it's like, yeah, I just couldn't sit here and take care of a whole ass Neet or a whole ass woman that just doesn't do anything, right? And it made me question, like, well, okay, what else would you not want to see if the day comes? And I kind of thought about it a little bit more. I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily want a woman that is like completely just step all over material, right? Not saying that, oh, I need a dominant ass woman, because I wouldn't want that shit either, because more chances for cheating, and obviously that shit sound like hell, honestly. Just don't want to go through that. But at the very same time, I wouldn't want a woman to basically be just like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing, move your bitch ass out the way, and actually do such a thing, right? In like a more aggressive asshole type way, right? I wouldn't want to deal with that, right? You could be a shot chick, you could be like a Hinata in like early Naruto. That's perfectly fine, but please have backbone, because dear gosh, I can't defend you if you don't defend yourself. That's literally how that goes, right? That's just how it is. That's just simply how it is, right? And honestly, it's just like, if you don't have any type of I guess personal stake in how you feel about certain things, there's not really much solid ground to have there. But if it's like, oh, you're just shy to me, or you're just like soft for me, and then you be hard on against everybody else, then sure, that's fine. But just have some spirit in you. That's basically all I'm basically saying. And definitely, to really add another thing, this is exactly why I'm like, I like Kunoichi characters so damn much, because it's like, well, number one, you actually do have backbone. You just don't necessarily, show it all too often unless you're pushed, and that's just kind of how it is, right? Kind of like how Konako is. Doesn't really say too much. Doesn't really, express herself that hard. But when it comes down to it, when the time does come for it, she'll basically flat out tell you how it is, and then essentially just kind of do her own thing without any type of worry, And that's kind of how it is. Which, that's also another thing. Telling the truth, because people have a horrible time of just telling the truth these days. And when you really think about it, why not? Let's just keep it very much a stack as well, Kohas. I'll keep it very much a stack, right? One of the things I don't necessarily care for is lying. You want to know why? Because it's literally the biggest waste of time that you can ever have. Genuinely, if you really think about all the times you lied in your life, essentially all you really have is just time that you have to make up for excuses to be like, and just kind of have to, figure shit out, when I could just tell you the brutal ass truth and be done with it, right? That's essentially how it is. Like, if I don't necessarily, like what's gonna happen, or I need to say something, I'm gonna say it, but at the very same time, just get out the way, and then just like, well, we'll deal with the consequences after. And that's all that kind of is, right? I ain't saying I need someone to be ultra brutally honest about everything all the time, but I'm just saying, like, just tell the truth, honestly, like, because that's just a waste of time. Don't waste my time, and don't waste your own damn time. That's just kind of how it is. And then lastly, I guess that's on my brain of the immediate moment, is like cosplay, which, keep very much a stack. I don't know how I feel about cosplay in terms of your partner actually doing it, right? Because it's like, well, yeah, I want her to wear something hot as hell, but I want that shit for me. Right? Is that kind of absurd? Because I'm just like, bro, if she wears something like, Nami's outfit or something from One Piece, or, go out her way to wear something like that one chick from Gurren Lagann, and all that type of stuff. Like, I would like to see that for me, not for everybody else to just, try to grab up on or get handsy before I had to be Bushido Brown and cut somebody's hand off. Like, I ain't trying to be all like that, but at the very same time, I wouldn't want to not see that either, which is a bit weird, right? And you know, because that's just kind of how it is. Like, I wouldn't want her to not cosplay, because if you want to, perfectly fine. You think I'm gonna say no to her cosplaying as Konako? If she cosplays as Konako, it's wraps. It doesn't necessarily matter. We're going from the convention to the hotel bedroom, and I'm using every hole. Do not stop me. We're not stopping until every hole is used. Never had it in the back before? That's fine. We're gonna figure it out today. But you get basically the dang point. I'm kind of 50-50 on cosplay, so I ain't gonna necessarily say nah, but I ain't gonna necessarily say yeah either, because most likely at some point in time, if this channel decides to, you know, actually be good to me for once and actually grow up and be an actual big boy, you know, I would probably like to cosplay at some point myself too, and not in a damn dress. I see content creators do that all the time. I'm not cosplaying in a dress. I don't care. But when it comes down to it though, I would definitely want to cosplay in some shape or form whenever that time happens. But after all that, that's basically about it. Besides some previous standards I've already said before, like, that's basically about it of what I really would want, essentially. Somebody that is fitting in all these categories in the right type of way for me, and definitely it's just like, you know, Heek. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, because no one is freaking perfect. You're not going to get the perfect time. But at the very same time, something close to that would be pretty damn good. I can't believe an anime made me think about all this stuff and have a crisis while doing so, but that's just kind of how it is, right? And obviously for, like, you know, other features like, but what about big ass tits and a big ass and just all that type of stuff? That's just something that you don't necessarily need. Would I like to have it? Sure. But at the very end of the day, you don't necessarily need it. Like, it'll be a peak moment if I had a woman that came through that's Asian as hell, that had glasses on, that had a big busty set a pair of chesticles, also had a nice dumpy ass, at the very same time being shy and, you know, kind of, you know, soft on basically every front. That sounds like a perfect time for me, but at the very same time, life ain't gonna throw you that. You might get, you know, thrown a whole ass, I don't know, Yakuza criminal. You never really know, so you gotta play the hand that basically you can get, essentially. That's just kind of how it is. But never aim for anything less than what you want. But at the very same time, also accept what you can get, though. That's just how it is, especially nowadays, with everybody being gay. So that's also another thing. But anyway, that's essentially, I suppose, all I wanted to say for this one. This probably is one of the weirder videos I've done, mainly because it's so different and out there. Like, yes, it's anime related, but it's really not. It's mainly like personal. What do I want in a chick? A thick Asian that's also pretty damn good with some glasses and a whole bunch of other stuff. Long hair as well. Make it long hair. And also serve the Lord. Because absolutely. And somehow still be horny at the end of the day for me and me only. Does that make sense? Absolutely not. But hopefully one of those things actually happen. But that's essentially all I got to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy, just for funsies. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on my else. Also follow me on socials. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, go find Cash App. It's available as well. And also, just to kind of mention this too, I did see in the analytics there's 1.9% Japanese people watching this channel. So I mean, if you from there and if you know, fit the category, hit me up on Twitter. That's all I gotta say. Cause your boy trying to see something. Your boy trying to get with that, you know? Just saying. I want some of that Kore. You didn't think I was speaking Japanese, Kore? I mean, this in Japanese, you know? You didn't know that, but I do. Definitely know that, but but anyway, that's all I really want to say. Hopefully you have a good day, and until then, it's your boy Jay, signed off. Have a blessed day.